Hey friends, this is Josh Hayward and welcome to another edition of the Find Your Craft Show. I've got a very interesting beer for you guys this evening. I've actually never had this beer before and never had anything from this brewery, so I'm really looking forward to it. This is the Stump Knocker, the American Pale Ale brewed at 5.6% from Swamp Head Brewery out of Gainesville, Florida. And a special thanks to my friend Hophead Haha on Instagram for sending this one over to me. As I said, never had anything from this brewery, but really looking forward to it. Standard American Pale Ale. I really like the artwork on it. It's got this, looks like a big brim, actually. We used to call them shell crackers in some of the lakes of the Carolinas here. But rather large fish there. In honor of that, I'm wearing an old fishing hat that I dug out of the closet. It still has a fish hook on it, actually, when I used to actually fish. But yeah, this is the Stump Knocker. 5.6% American Pale Ale. Kind of expecting a golden type brew here. As far as the hop profile goes, not really sure what to expect. Could be a variety of different things, but really looking forward to it. So the Stump Knocker. That's a cool name, cool can. At least for a country boy such as myself. But yeah, here we go. We got a beautiful beer here, guys. Beautiful golden color. I'm actually kind of caught off guard by that. I wouldn't say caught off guard, more taken by surprise. I was expecting kind of a more clear of a type beer, just thinking, judging the book by the cover, so to speak. But nice hazy beer here, hazy golden in color, kind of leaning a little closer to the straw descriptor, I would say. Give it a little swirl here, and I lost some beer, foul on that. But yeah, hazy color there. Decent head on that beer, white head. As I look at it and thinking of the can, thinking of the artwork, kind of the lake vibe, I'm kind of reminded of like the murky water in a lake in a way, and just the way the light's hitting it kind of reminds me of sometimes the light shines down on the lake and you can kind of see a little bit through the water there. But yeah, beautiful beer here. As I gave it a little swirl there, already the hoppy notes are hitting me. Nice notes of some pine, some resin, like pine resin, maybe even some grassy notes. But let's see what else we've got. Maybe just a little bit of a malty sweetness in there, not much. And again, heavy on the pine, heavy on the resin, and kind of grassy, kind of that fresh hoppy type aroma. So yeah, let's see what we've got. Cheers. Very solid pale ale here. Solid beer. Nice mouthfeel on it too. That's one of the first things I noticed taking a sip. Just really full. Sits on the palate really nice. Couple of things as far as the maltiness goes. That's kind of the platform of the beer. A little bit of sweetness in there. I'd kind of say more along the white bready, biscuity type. Not too biscuity because it's not too toasted. More kind of a white bread type malt with a little bit of a sweetness, actually. A little bit of sweetness there. The malt is strong enough for you to notice it, but yet that maltiness kind of fades out, or the strength of it fades out once you get hit by those hops mid-taste. As far as the hops go, strong, nice bitterness there. Pronounced, I would say. I'm not sure the IBUs on this, but you can definitely taste it. Nice notes of pine. Imagine taking pine needles, a big cluster of them, and breaking them. Kind of that smell, what you would imagine that tasting like. There's a nice resiny, a nice resin type flavor that kind of coats the palate post taste. Nice dryness there as well. Pleasant bitterness, I would say, as well. A little grassy, and I would still say fresh, just really fresh, like fresh pine needles. I know this is a pale ale, but something I'm reminded of as I sip this beer, I can't help but not think of Founders Brewing's All Day IPA, which is a session beer. It's an IPA, but on the session scale, a little bit lower on the ABV. It's falls in the 4 range. This is 5.6. But this is very close to All Day, actually. Very close to All Day. I would say this is a little more malt forward, a little more heavier as far as that goes. But as far as the hop profile goes, and the way that those hop flavors are coming together, the grassiness, the pininess, some of that resiny-ness, it's very close to that. So nice, very nice. I think this is a great beer. Solid pale ale. I love to see breweries continue the pale ale in the days of the IPAs and all these different subset styles of IPAs and all these the juice craze and all the different kinds of trends that are going on. I love to see a brewery still holding to the pale ale and really making it their own. I can see myself enjoying this beer on the lake on a fishing trip. Can't say I do that much anymore, but I could definitely enjoy that on a fishing trip. And I like the beer. I think it's a very pretty beer, kind of going together with the lake vibe, the fish vibe, and then I can't help but think of the lake again. You know, you're at the lake, at least the lakes in South Carolina, you got all these pine trees and all this foliage around the lake, and then it's perfect that the hops kind of line up with the pine, at least in my experience. But pretty solid beer here. Cheers to Swamp Head on this one. If I'm ever down in the Gainesville area, I'm definitely going to have to check these guys out. Again, special thanks to my friend Hophead Haha for sending this one over. I think I've got another one from these guys, so looking forward to that one as well. Thank you so much for following along to the Find Your Craft show, and tune in for next time. Press that little subscribe button down there too if you don't mind. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Continue to join in on the amazing conversation. Also, if you got any suggestions on brews I need to try, send them to me. Hit me up. Let me know. I'm always open to try anything and everything. So cheers to this great beer. I didn't want to say shell cracker. That's the fish we have. The Stump Knocker. Great American Pale Ale. You guys have a great night. Cheers.